Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized.
Madam Speaker, I will yield 2 minutes to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Pfluger.
The gentleman from Texas is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I'd like to thank my good friend from Kentucky. I rise to speak against this so-called Inflation Reduction Act, a piece of legislation that weakens America, that weakens our businesses, increases the cost of energy for all Americans and our families, and funds a new 87,000-person army of IRS agents that are coming after low and middle-income families. Here's a pretty good rule of thumb for this legislation. If you're one of Biden's chosen Green New Deal companies, you're probably going to get a handout from American taxpayers. But for small, independent American energy producers in districts like mine in the Permian Basin, your reward for keeping the lights on is a new, poorly conceived natural gas tax that will raise the cost of everything and give China an edge on our American manufacturers. In fact, I offered an amendment to strike this provision, but Democrats voted it down in Rules Committee, voting against U.S. energy and voting for foreign energy. The Democrat response is tax credits for the rich, a slush fund of loans to their favorite green companies, and more regulatory red tape to drive up energy costs for all of us. Families are having to decide whether to fill up their tank or to pay for everyday essentials at the grocery store because of high gas prices due to President Biden's policies. But the crowning achievement of this legislation won't be inflation reduction. It will be making America more dependent on our adversaries. More dependent on our adversaries for energy, dependent on China for medical manufacturing and supply chain issues, and dependent on China for critical minerals. If the Democrat goal is to reduce baseload, reliable power sources, and increase our dependency on foreign nations, you're succeeding. If their goal is to create regulatory red tape to drive up energy costs for Main Street businesses and families, once again, you're succeeding. And if their goal is to help American families and small businesses, this piece of legislation is a fail. America asked for relief, and instead, Democrats will deliver new and higher taxes that will be enforced by an 87,000-person IRS army. I urge my colleagues to vote for America
The gentleman's
and
time
against
has
this bill.
expired.
I yield back.
The gentleman from